Well, it's a great night in America, isn't it, Ben?
It is. Yep.
Good night to be an American.
That's right.
We got peace in the Middle East. We got Antifa going to jail. We got Candace Owens crazy as a. It's just
nutty as a fruitcake.
Yeah, it's just This is just a fantastic time to be alive and see it all unfold. But I think tonight we are as our banner suggests, right? We've got really cool things happening amidst all the turmoil that I want to touch on tonight. It's almost like let tonight be kind of a praise report. Let's have a positive night tonight.
Go. Yep.
Let's have just a fun, positive night. Can we agree to do that? Can all our listeners agree to just have fun and positivity? Right? Okay, that's great.
Well, we're going to talk about Candace Owens, so that's going to be kind of hard to do.
Well, that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. We get to listen to her and make fun of her the whole time. Yeah, this is Wong on so many levels. I don't even know. Can we show that, or is that
I've showed it. Yeah.
He's not real. It's AI.
Yeah, it's all AI.
It's all AI. There's nobody's hurt in this. He's not really on the levels. This is Wong.
AI, I have no idea. When I watch a video now of certain stuff, I have no idea what's AI and what's not.
Yeah. I mean, you can usually it's like
I watch their mouths and it's like, okay, does it line up or with
like,
their facial movements?
6 fingers.
Yeah.
Maybe she has 6 fingers.
A logo on their shirt that doesn't look anything like what it should. Yeah.
Right. It says it's misspelled Target, or something like there's something amiss, but
yes.
Yeah, it's
got a 7 in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Something's off.
Something you can tell in photos is always look at the hands.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You were telling. That's why I said 6 fingers.
Yeah. Oh, did you say 6 fingers? Yeah. I missed
Oh, is that what? Okay. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So if you look at hands, facial movements, like you really have to look at some of the finer details. Like you can with the mouth, the movement of the mouth, it's not 100% perfect. It's getting there though. It will be in the next 5 years. My job as a videographer is going to be gone in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will be saying
not with doing things for Bristol Leather. It won't. Okay.
Well, no. I'll still do this stuff. And I'll just use AI to do it. I won't have to buy.
That's right.
I won't have to have all these expensive cameras anymore.
You can be that. You're going to be like that. Yeah, I'm a videographer, and people will be like, oh, what?
Yeah. What?
Kind of like
an AI prompter. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like a typesetter. Like I'm a typesetter. That used to be a thing, and now it's like I'm pretty sure that's not something people actually do anymore.
What's a typesetter?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm serious.
Exactly.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah, when they ran the newspapers, they'd have to set the type.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got
roll,
you.
They don't do that anymore. They just hit print, and it's done. So, yeah, that shows my age.
Well,
typesetter.
I
remember
that was your job in college.
Listen, my grandmother
I was there for the Gutenberg, baby.
My grandmother was an editor for our local paper. We used to go down there when I was a kid. In fact, I was a paper boy. Yeah, I mean, I did that.
You are one of the most interesting people. There's stuff that I learn about.
I need a commercial.
That's crazy.
The most interesting man. But I was a paper boy for a year or whatever. I muscled through winter. Tell you that right now with the papers. Nothing like carrying papers in Iowa at 6 a.m. on your bicycle with a bag, trying to get through the slush and the snow, freezing to death. And then, thank you, Lord, summer came, and then it was the fire of hell. Like, so you can't win. We have all 4 seasons. Just spring and fall are really short there. So it's like, yeah, this is cold, and then this is too hot. So
it sounds a lot like it was when I was stationed in Oklahoma.
Very similar. Yeah.
And we'd go out in the morning for training, and this is when I was a second lieutenant, and we were go out for training. And
this is back when I needed training. I was only second lieutenant then. Back then,
it feels so nice outside. Like this is great. I'll wear my light stuff. By post lunch, it's 40 degrees and the wind is blowing 20 miles an hour.
And everybody's huddled together,
Shows you how much of a man Jeremy is what he didn't tell you is in the winter months, he'd go shirtless on the
most of the time
on the paper routes.
But don't worry, I had newspapers to keep me warm, and that's what we used to do when we used to stuff the walls with newspapers, burn newspapers. Newspapers are really great. You can wipe with them if you need them.
They're excellent at cleaning windows.
Yes, they are. Probably one of the best window cleaners. But I remember going into the paper office, and they have these huge machines, and it was typeset. They were going in typesetting, rolling the thing, and it'd print things out, and it's fascinating to watch. fascinating.
I really love the way.
I put Derek's comment up, by the way.
Yes, that was his grandmother too.
Well, he says our family needs a commercial.
Yeah. That's my cousin.
The more I learn, yes, y'all do.
Yeah. The most interesting dysfunctional family, by the way, right, Derek? You can attest to that. So, at any rate, I remember that it was, types. So that's the typesetter reference, Jared. That's what that is. That's what that does. Yeah.
Okay.
But this is a celebratory.
Like your paper route, we went a long way to come back around.
Yes, just like the paper route. Yeah. In fact, we're going to need to circle back to the introduction. We're just going to circle back. So Bible sales and all that stuff, man. It's almost as if there's a revival happening. I don't know. Call me optimistic here, but let's go ahead and play this clip, and you can.
Christian revival across the country.
She
Bible
said it.
sales increasing over 40% since 2022. Religion app downloads surging nearly 80%. That increase since 2019. And Christian music Spotify streams up 50% from 2019. Our next.
Thank you, Jelly Roll.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
He's
Thanks.
been doing it. Yeah.
Dude, there's been just a handful of them that are killing it, right? So
Yeah.
Brandon Lake, but yeah, this is a stat that, like, I remember when I was in the pulpit preaching things about the church and, just numbers plummet and everything. Everything's just like, oh, we got to go get them. We got to go get them. And now it's like they're coming.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? I don't see the methodology of the church hasn't changed. So what's happening?
When you say the methodology of the church, what do you mean?
Well, it's not like
They're not like changing their message or anything like that.
the church is just the church, the same as it's always been. It's not like every church in America decided that they were going to take their surplus and pay off people's medical bills.
Yeah.
It is a stirring of the spirit, is what it is.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I would say, in a slight way, I would push back against that because there are some of these larger churches are, preaching some pretty heretical stuff, but they preach that inclusivity is part of the faith. It's inclusivity not in the way that the left would say, that the political left would say, but inclusivity in that
Come as you are.
Come as you are, right? Everybody come as you are.
Yeah.
But it is moved into acceptance of those of the sin rather than the escape from sin. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So when what is it we say? We say that, and we've said it several times on here, that it's not affirmation of your faith, or of your sin. It is all of us have to reject our sin, and we're all going to have it. So it's not saying that because you're sinning, that's. You could describe this a lot better than I could explain it, but you get where I'm going with it, right?
Yeah.
It's saying no, keep living in sin. Is kind of what they're saying.
I always said it this way. Jesus says, "Come as you are," right?
Yeah.
But he's not going to leave you there. So you come as you are.
Yeah.
And he's the one we used to say, I don't have to preach against people's sins. It's not my job to change you. And I think a lot of Christianity, which is still there, a lot of Christianity is still there, where they're more concerned about behavior modification than they are about a heart change, because we can control your behavior, but we can't control your heart. Only Christ can do that, right? Only your relationship to Christ can do it. So we're going to preach the stuff that we can modify, or the things that we have a barometer to gauge, like, oh, this person, they're so spiritual. They never miss. They're at every small group. They've been baptized, 4 times or whatever. And
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
these people they're on it. And yet they're the same people that are out there spreading gossip and rumors and, probably going to hell, right? Because their heart isn't right. It's not about your behavior. It's about your heart. And so, but one will follow the other. That's generally when the heart changes, the behavior changes. There are some that say the behavior changes and the heart will follow. I don't know that I fully ascribe to that. You've got people like, I don't know, Jeffrey Dahmer, let's say, who had a job in Friends.
Yeah.
So not so sure that the behavior modification works in heart conditioning as much as we want it to.
What I always remember is, and it came when Justin was still preacher.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, go on.
Yes. And I don't know who came up with this around you all, but it was like the motto I guess, of the church was it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way.
Yes.
Yes.
Originally, the motto is it's okay to not be okay.
Okay. Yes.
But then somebody here suggested, but really, you need to take that a step further.
Yeah.
It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way.
Right.
Because we're not called into a life of confusion and like all that. We're called into a life of peace and victory. And so when we're feeling all the things that go against God's nature, then we need to have that moment of like, okay, Lord, what's true about this? Why do I feel this way? Because you're a God of peace. Why do I feel this turmoil? You're a God who says that you're going to supply all my needs. Why am I worried about this? Take this away from me. I know that you've got us. I don't know how, but I know that you do. So yeah, I think that what we're seeing though in America, this resurgence of faith, really. And I was going to say religion, but we have to be careful because this is Christianity, period. Right? This isn't religion. This is Christianity.
Yes.
Unless the Muslims are out there buying Bibles and listening to Christian music, which is, anything's possible, especially since they have a prayer corner in,
Oh, yeah. Let me pull that one.
yeah, pull that one up first, especially since they have a prayer corner now in the Vatican, right? Or whatever it is.
Yes.
Cannot even.
Here it is.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, hold on. Wait for it. Drum roll. Here we go. The Vatican
There you go.
builds a prayer room
What?
for Muslim visitors inside the library.
Well, we're not shocked that
I-
it's the Vatican, though, right? I mean, we're not shocked about that.
I've got to play a video meme for that one.
Go for it, please do.
What?
Yes.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, that is Wong on so many levels right there, too. I mean, you think about it. So the Vatican builds a prayer room for Muslim visitors. Why don't you just get them saved?
Dude.
There you go. That's a great point.
Here's the best answer, right? Like, no, we don't offer a prayer room because Jesus is king. Instead of affirming their faith and saying, "Oh yeah, everything's you."
Dude, look back in the Bible, man. Oh, buddy.
Yeah,
Look where everything was like permitted in an area and everything was just mixed to get. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that never ends well.
so now you've got literally what is considered by many the Holy of Holies, right? The house of God, and the sanctuary of Satan inside of it. How does this work? I mean, just how does this work? Where
It doesn't, but it comes back to what we were talking about before, which is that we welcome anything and everything. I heard an interview recently, and I'm not gonna. Well, let me just say this. I heard an interview recently with someone, and the way they had to tiptoe around it, and it was, as a Christian person, and they were tiptoeing around this thing, and it was a don't want to offend, don't want to say the hard truth sort of thing, and that's reminiscent of what, or not reminiscent, but representative of what a lot of our faith is today. It's, we don't want to say the bad thing because, or not the bad thing, but say the true thing that's going to be taken poorly because it's not acceptance. It's not, basically caving to what the culture is saying that we should do. We don't want to be offensive.
right?
But I'm sorry, the truth is often offensive, especially in our current culture. Like when you speak the truth about what we'll show here in a little while with transgenderism and things like that, you speak the truth about it and it becomes
They didn't like
to
it.
people.
They didn't like it when Jesus spoke the truth.
That's
No.
exactly right.
But
Yeah.
see, I mean, there's this paradox, right, where you want to be loving and so you want to be accepting,
Yeah.
tolerant, but
Yeah.
that is actually not loving. That is the opposite, right? I love what I think it's Penn and Teller. Penn says that if you really believe in this, if you really believe in Jesus and you don't share it with me,
Yeah.
he said something to the effect of, do you hate me that much that you won't share this with me? Like, it's the opposite of loving. It's the opposite of when you accept and condone somebody's in their sin and say it's okay. Jesus never, ever said it's okay. Show me one time in scripture where Jesus says, you know what? It's okay. I understand. Let's just buddy up.
I mean, with him saying, "Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest," like that implies, okay, you're in this area that you don't need to be in. I will put you in a restful area.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, but here's the thing. When you say that, you've got to follow it up. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me.
Yeah.
Well, that means you can't stay there. You're weary and heavy laden. All right, come unto me all. Everybody come.
For my yoke is light. That implies you have a heavy one.
Right. So you can come, but you might have to do things different here.
Yeah.
You know. And when he says to the woman at the well, I know you got seven husbands or whatever it is. You're like, how many times does he say, "Go and sin no more"? Stop it. Like, just stop it. And it's part of his package to simply call it out for what it is. Say, this isn't my best for your life or God's best for your life, right? And because he did love people, he was compelled to tell them the truth. And the truth is, you cannot stay here. It's not what's best for you, you know? And I think what we're seeing in America, especially now with this resurgence of what loosely, I'm going to say loosely, she calls it revival. I don't call it revival. And I think you got to be very careful because revival is for the saints, right? You can't revive something that is, it has to be alive to be, and to die and be revived, right? In a sense. Well, if you've never died to your sin, if you've never professed Christ, then it's just, you're born again, right? Revival is for the saints. And the saints aren't out there buying Bible. I mean, some of them probably are, but this is coming from the world. This influx is coming. It's not revival. This is, people are being saved. People are being born again, which will create and perpetuate revival among the saints.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll fire everybody up. But just the end result of this, without Charlie Kirk here, right? You're seeing students now, they're no longer they're no longer going, I'm 7 and I've decided I want to be a girl. This stuff's stopping.
Oh, yeah.
So let's pull this up.
Yeah, so the levels have dropped back to 2020 levels, which were high as it is.
Yes.
But I mean, it's any number is
Listen,
too
one
much.
is too
Let's
many.
be honest.
Yeah.
But this study has been making its way around the internet today. That it peaked. This shows that it was a trend, right? This was just a popular trend. It was fed by TikTok, and
Did we not predict that?
oh yeah,
Did we not say this is not going to continue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people, it shows, it's a good example of human nature, I think, that we are susceptible to the world, which is what the Bible's constantly talking about, that we are not to be of this world. We're in this world, we're not of this world, we're supposed to set ourselves apart. But we are susceptible still to all the sins and all the debaucheries and all the trends and all that sort of stuff. But when we realize it, and young people are having this realization that they say, well, I got to replace this with something, because we've also talked about this, that everybody's got a God in their life. And transgenderism is the God of self. It's the selfishness at its rawest form. And when it starts to invert, you get this, shift. This, I guess it's the parabola, right? Of, opposing wavelengths that as transgenderism goes down, the church is going up.
Yeah.
And because people are saying, well, there's got to be something other than myself that I'm worshiping.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%. And a lot of these, I feel really sorry for these kids that are coming out of that life and out of that, who have done the hormone therapy. Some of them you think have gotten, and I've seen testimonies. I've seen a lot of them where they're like, Christ has saved me, but I've had all this work done.
See that? Gosh,
and it's like, you just want to, I think every one of those doctors needs malpractice. If you've pushed this on somebody, you're not old enough to vote until you're 18 in this country, which is still too young.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But you're not old enough to vote, but you're old enough to choose a path for the rest of your life. No.
Yeah.
Unless I'm sorry.
By the way, I want to caveat that with, unless you're serving in the military. So if you're serving in the military at 18, I believe that you should have the right to vote.
Right. Most likely conservative. So,
well, you have stock, you have skin in the game, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I will say something very controversial.
Brought to you by Tea Party Patriots. Yeah, go on. Go on.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, dude.
Continued freedom. Continue, Freedom.
I will. I will tell you, Marjorie Taylor Greene is she's on my bad side right now. In
Is she?
big way?
She didn't return your calls this week, did she? That son of a gun.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
no, the 19th Amendment.
okay.
This is where it gets controversial because men have skin in the game and women do not. And with the right to vote comes the right to vote us into war.
Yes.
And right to war with no skin in the game. This is an argument that a lot of people make. I'm not saying we take it away. I'm just saying that this is a perspective that people.
Is there a way? Here's a question. I mean, we're supposed to be happy tonight.
We are, and I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm
Is there-
dragging down the vibe.
Dang it, Jared.
No. Yeah. That's it. I'm out. Is there a way though that we could still have the right to vote except for that? Like, okay, it'd be like this. It'd be like men having the right to vote on who does the dishes. Fair, right? I mean, so it's like, okay, obviously, we're all going to vote that she does it, right? Did I just say that all out loud?
Do you want me to play this?
Yes, now is a great time.
That was a great segue.
Yeah, here we
into
go.
This one. I noticed that you.
Dishes.
We have all done
Oh,
it. The
God.
best moment is
Hang on.
when the best moment is,
didn't play, did it?
is when Apple came out with that, and they did it just for men. You can now swipe your text and unsend it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, thank you,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
what about the dishes and the you forgot to take the trash out.
Yeah.
Well, you forgot to do the dishes.
Now, like the edit button, it's like, oh,
yeah, I don't want to be sending that. I think maybe we're going to rethink that.
I was gonna play a meme on that one, but my meme didn't play.
Oh, that's great.
There you go.
all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
I
good.
love that one.
But is there a way? I mean, and I'm being honest, is there a way that they could write this up so that, the people that are affected by it the most, like, okay, we have women in military.
Yep.
I'm all for it. I think it's great. Are they on the front lines
Well,
now?
yes.
Technically now they are, but how long has that been? What's that been? What window are we talking about? 15 years?
I can't remember when they started to do it. They were moving females when I first came in.
1986.
Not that long. So I went in 2003. So I think then they were starting to have females in some combat arms. It might have been a little after that. I can't remember, to be honest.
But I mean, the
But
point,
in things like they said in artillery, because they saw artillery as
back.
but that's not how it functioned when you were downrange.
Sure.
Not in a counterinsurgency.
Sure.
So you're actually forward. But anyway, yeah, that
So, I mean, but so you think about it, like if there's a way, because yes, now they can fight, they can be on the front lines and stuff. So yeah,
but they shouldn't.
but they shouldn't.
No.
And in your opinion, that's because like they couldn't pick you up and carry you if you're hurt.
Well, there's more to it than that. I don't think that. I think it's deplorable to send our daughters
I do too.
to the front lines to fight a war
I do too.
because we can't find enough men with enough guts to do it. Now that's changing.
Yes, it's coming back around.
It's coming back
and
around.
I do know
It makes
that
sense.
in the Islamic theater, women are feared more than men because if you're killed by a woman, that's very problematic for them with their belief system.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I just think that any society that says I want what biblically is supposed to be a cherished and protected
yes,
person,
yes,
to send them to the front lines,
Yeah,
to go and die for their country,
Yeah.
that is just that's wrong on so many levels. And the more I think about it, I used to take kind of a soft-ended stance on this. The more I think about it and the more I look at it, the more angry it makes me that we have told women that they should do this, and that our country says we think it's a good thing that we do this.
Well, now hold on. And I agree, but we haven't told women they should do this. Women have told us that they should do this.
Well, but
Right.
but
Through the
with weak-spined men saying yes, and because our society has become more liberal, it's become part of our
But it's through the feminist agenda,
the-
right?
The
And-
feminists did it, but it takes just like anything. To get the right to vote in the first place, it took men to do it.
yeah. Men did it.
Right.
Yep. So
I think.
Sorry, I know you wanted lighthearted, and this is something
this is
that I'm
so heavy. Right now
more
I
and more
can't
fiery
win.
about this.
I
Over.
am-
Talk about shaking when you're drinking. That's,
Yeah, what do you?
I want to know what you guys think in the comments. By
When
the
he
way,
do you drink coffee in the morning?
oh gosh, yeah,
Yeah, when he fixes his coffee in the morning, I mean he's thinking about this and just like, oh my gosh.
I drink a 5-hour energy.
See,
As soon as I wake up, I drink coffee on my way to work and through work. About mid-morning, I have an energy drink, and then I have another one in the afternoon.
how
with
do
a
you all
5-hour
do
energy.
this?
Yeah. I used to be just like him, and then I found meth. And I can get through the day.
You know, they say that's bad for you, but I don't think so.
No.
I don't. There's some research that I've saw. Candace Owen was talking about it.
Oh yeah, it's
There's
got to be
some
fine. It's got to be fine. It's plant based. It's plant based. It's fine.
I think voting age, though, real quick. I think you should be able to graduate through college. Not right after you graduate, because dear heavens, some people get liberalized. But then I think a couple years after you graduate, that should be the voting age. So whatever age that should be, I think you should be in the real world a couple years,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
I mean, do we have anybody here that's listening that would say, I'm the exact same as I was when I was 23, 22? No. I mean, your brain as a man hasn't even fully developed by then, right? Women's brains develop a little quicker, but they're not developed either. And
People also, this is, and again, I will, if I speak actual history, people are going to get angry, but that's okay. You don't take it out on Jeremy and them. I'm going to speak actual history. Do you know why they wanted landowning people to be the ones that had a vote? Early on in this country, that's who got to vote.
the only thing I can
All
say,
about 100% of it is about skin in the game.
skin
Who
in the
has
game.
skin in the game?
Yeah.
And in our world now, we have these young people who have zero skin in the game because they are collecting government paychecks.
Boom.
They are beholden to the federal government. They get handouts.
And they
are
get to vote.
lazy, and they get to vote to keep these things going. That's why,
Without paying for it.
without paying for it, there are because we're bad times make strong men make hard times make strong men make good times make weak men make bad times.
Yeah.
And this is where we are today.
We're at the bad times.
We're at the
we're at the beginning of the strong men. We're at the strong men right now.
Right. This is and this is kind of the resurgence that we're in, but we have a whole slew of very, very weak people who are getting to make decisions, big time decisions.
Yeah.
In this country, they are generally speaking living around the big cities that control the bulk of our politics, and they don't have a vested interest in the game. They don't even understand that the man who went and signed up for selective service so they could get the right to vote.
Yeah.
If you went and asked most of them, hey, guess what? We're 6 months away from World War III, and we've got an election coming up. Do you want to go to World War III or do you want to vote? They would say, or do you want to lose the right to vote? They'd say, oh, I'm not voting in this election.
Right.
Hands down, 100% of them would.
Right.
Not 100%, but
88.
yeah,
93.
Give it a solid 75, 80. So it's all about skin in the game, but because things have been so good, we've forgotten that is what's actually on the line.
Yeah, and here's the thing, it's only going to stay good, right? Because of things that are going on right now. We've got what I saw yesterday, I think it was, I saw a news report that apparently the way the redistricting is happening right now and things that are happening in that arena, it looks like the Republicans can pick up 19 seats.
The Supreme Court, I think, ruled today. Was that today on that? Taking away the vote, some voting act or something.
Yeah, it's for the minority voting. Like if you're African American, you're clustered in a group and you vote together. It's a block. They keep you together. They're saying that's racist, right? So instead of saying we're going to cluster a group together, nope, you're going to be district according to where you live. And
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't heard about any of that.
so at any
I
rate,
did hear that somebody was making the argument that we should be voting along racial lines, and it was one of the leftist people, which is absolute nonsense.
Yes, I did hear that. Yes.
I wanted it wasn't Ketanji Brown Jackson, was it?
it might have been Candace Owens.
It might have been Ketanji Brown.
Yeah.
Jackson. It really.
I need to look that up.
She did say she did have a soundbite that has been circulating. Was something I don't know exactly.
Ketanji did?
Yeah. Who knew that? She was more on the liberal side.
I can't even imagine. Crazy.
Do you want me to do the Candace Owens one?
Oh, jeez.
We,
Well, first of all,
I was going to say that or the AI chatbot that you
The
said.
AI,
That one
the
was-
AI one is fascinating to me because we talked about it last week a little bit. I think last week we touched on this, and we've got footage of this thing. And I say this thing because it is this week. So yeah, go ahead and play the AI thing because this is wearing me out a little bit. But what's wearing me out is not just this; it's the underlying. If you listen to what's being said about this, this is very much. This is going to be Europe. This is very much what's happening. So, yeah, go ahead and play it.
Watch as Albania's parliament erupts in fury and papers are thrown as the country installs an AI chatbot
Yeah,
as
pause
a
it
government
right there.
minister.
I personally know that when things are really tough and we're in a meeting, we just throw paper. Did you see them? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, is this the worst you got? I'm just going to throw this paper. Bunch of Albanians. Look at her. She is a vision.
She's beauty, she's grace.
She's a beaut, Clark. I mean, yeah.
Me keep going?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Prime Minister Edi Rama, known as Tony Blair's protege, has worked closely with the former UK Prime Minister to digitalise Albania's government. Last year, Rama spoke publicly of his relationship with Blair.
I would not be nor Prime Minister and either a man engaged in politics without him.
The pair spoke of Albania's plans for digital ID to defeat corruption.
What are you doing? You're building a digital infrastructure. You've got plans for digital identity.
Albania's AI minister made a speech to the country's parliament, causing tensions to flare. The bot said she was hurt by accusations she was unconstitutional.
That hurt me, not for myself, but for the 972,000 interactions I had with citizens whom I served as part of e-Albania, and also in relation to the 36,000 digital documents I issued to them. Let me remind you, the real danger to constitutions has never been machines, but human decisions made by those in power. I am not here to replace human beings, but to help them. Indeed, I have no citizenship, but I have no ambitions or personal interests either. I only have data at my disposal. I am eager to learn new information, and I have algorithms at my disposal, so that I can put all of this at the service of citizens with impartiality, transparency, and without ever tiring.
Edi Rama defended his decision.
Albania is the only country in the region that is using artificial intelligence with great success to expedite legislation with the EU. Introducing artificial intelligence in the service of good governance, anti-corruption and accelerated socio-economic progress will be an unwavering priority for all the country's ministries and agencies.
It's all for your own good, people.
The move comes as Britain seeks to introduce a digital ID for all citizens.
Here we go.
A project former Prime Minister Tony Blair has always advocated, though he failed himself to introduce ID cards during his own government. Much like the reaction in Albania, there has been fury in Britain around the digital ID announcement, as a country historically hostile to any move towards formal identification. Despite the opposition, Albania, however, seems to be having a smoother time revolutionising its governance. Nick Dunning, GB News.
So, I mean, you look at this and go, okay, last night, my daughter and I stayed up and watched, and she'd never watched it, Minority Report. Do you remember that movie with Tom Cruise?
Great movie.
It's a great movie.
Stupendous.
It's all about the pre-crime division and how they have these precogs that can see kind of into the future what somebody's going to do and a murder they're going to commit, and then they go out and arrest the person before they commit the crime. Okay, it's genius, right?
Absolutely.
But correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But like, is that not where this is all headed? Where it's like, no, this thing knows your patterns, knows what you're looking at, knows everything about you, and it's going to know what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So they can preemptively strike, preemptively say, not to mention, the whole notion that like, oh, your credit score is not good enough to get on this. Well, we've already talked about that. In China, they're doing this where, your credit score isn't enough to get on the plane. You can't leave, like it's all about behavior. It's all about control. It's all about telling you what you can and cannot do. And now they're in office.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can. There was a thing. It was done years ago. It was about Google, and Google could predict when, basically, when people were they used something silly, but when a person was going to be in the bathroom.
Yeah,
like they could predict with
like 99%.
With like 99%. Yeah, it was
I remember
like 90
that.
something percent accuracy.
Yeah, I remember
when you
that.
were going to be in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And even though you might not go to the bathroom at the exact same time every day, but based on other things, the type of food you were eating, the type amount of water you were drinking, like all these things, and they can predict with near certainty when you would be in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And now we've seen the Wi-Fi signals that are being used as sonar.
Yeah, they can see where you are now.
Yep. So they can take your house. Your
Did you know that?
Wi-Fi
Like
network.
through your Wi-Fi network, the AI can send out. It's almost like pings, reverse pinging, and it can find you and do a digital map of your house, digital map of where you are, what you're doing.
See, I don't even this goes so far beyond I can't fathom this.
Yeah. I mean, it's time. It really is time for a tinfoil suit. It just is.
Yeah.
And I think that's braver than the rest. Next business venture is we're going to make a
Customized tinfoil
You
suit.
can do 3-piece or 2-piece, right? We will make it out of the highest quality Reynolds wrap.
Yep. Listen, we're not getting off-brand stuff.
No. It is Reynolds wrap.
Yes.
And we are going to use the best silks to line it so it's relatively comfortable, breathable even.
Yep.
Until you hit that layer of foil. I think it's a win. I don't, tinfoil hats. No, I'm getting tinfoil zoot suit.
Sign me up for a 3-piece because I want the vest.
You'll have the vest. Yeah.
This is actual, by the way.
There it is.
Human diagramming. There's a video. I didn't find the video on X, but these are diagrams being made inside of a house using nothing but Wi-Fi routers. Crazy.
So you see the green things, those are the people.
I just don't understand how technology is this good. I don't understand it. Like it's beyond my comprehension.
We don't get quantum
CDs,
physics and stuff.
We had CDs in the 70s.
Right.
We had CD technology in the 70s.
In the 70s.
Right. And then they didn't come out until what, the 90s? Is that when we got like 90s?
Early 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the 70s they had it, came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
They have a thing that
60s to 70s.
I've read that they've got this thing now that they're going to launch probably in the next decade called the Blu-ray. And it is a giant disc. You have to buy a special disc player.
I'm sure you do.
But it comes out like when you watch it on your television, if you have a 4K television, if you're one of those people, this will broadcast in 1080. It is amazing. And it's a disc.
You're being sarcastic. You're taking.
Have you guys not know what Blu-ray is?
Yeah, Blu-ray.
Well, when you were talking, I was like, pretty sure that's already been done.
That's been
Blu-ray
done.
was
Yeah.
a minute ago.
They have these things called 8
Laser,
track.
you're thinking of Laserdisc. Blu-ray was a CD, just a higher
I
resolution.
had a laser disc player.
Laserdisc was the big one that was like the size of a record.
Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't
No,
last
that was
long.
Blu-ray.
No,
Laser
no,
discs were tiny. They were tiny. We used to travel with laser discs where you put them. They were.
We're
not a
talking two
CD.
different things. The laser discs from like when I was in elementary school, they were monstrous. They were huge CDs, and then we got CDs, and then Blu-ray was
even small. Was
still a
a
CD.
CD that played movies. Yeah.
But it played
Laser
higher
disc.
resolution.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. Laser discs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's,
anyway,
yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean,
So, but 70s, they had this tech in
Right.
the 70s.
So think about, because I was trying to conceptualize this with somebody I was talking to the other day. Like, think about 60s, 70s, we had CDs. We didn't get it for 20, 30 more years.
Yeah.
Yet technology is continuing to, the gap basically between getting the technology, discovering the technology, and it being released is shrinking.
Yeah.
But it's also moving exponentially faster because of AI. So AI is able to develop technology exponentially faster. It's getting even better. So all that technology, as it's moving faster and faster, think about it took us 70 years from was it 60 years from the Wright brothers to the time we landed on the moon, right? That's 60 years. A whole lot can happen in that period of time.
Sure.
But while we were landing on the moon, we already had people that were doing all the skunk works things and the stealth programs and all that. So
What you mean when you say that, you mean landed on the moon.
I knew it.
Right? I just wanted to clarify for our audience that it's still up in the air.
When you say that,
when they
like you don't really. I mean, I've seen the videos.
I mean, let's be honest.
I saw the video of the landing on Blu-ray, and it is. I don't know if that really happened.
I mean, it was a room in Arizona. Let's be honest.
Okay, go on though. But yes, but you think about this: are we catching up? Like, okay, product release.
Yeah.
Is it as fast as AI is moving? No, right? So they are exponentially farther than they can market and release something.
I guarantee you they have a working prototype of the pod person, shell with augmented or virtual reality, all that stuff.
Right now, there's a kid in there named Tim who's playing Call of Duty for the rest of his life. They're already testing it. I guarantee they've had some mother say, yeah, you can take him. And that's it. They're nursing him. They're doing all the things, and he's playing Xbox, and it's great for Tim. But
so if they had it, here's my okay.
Yeah.
So if they had that technology for CDs in the 60s and 70s, why not? What's the point in not releasing that?
Controlled obsolescence. You have to control the market. If you just get something and all of a sudden it's released, the ability to produce it's still too expensive. It's not. People can't make certain leaps. I think the biggest one was probably. I mean, if I had to think about it, in my opinion, it was the iPhone. That was the biggest leap in technology, and then it moved rapidly, and that turned into a multi-trillion-dollar company. But a lot of these people wanted to control the market, and you've been stockpiling 8-tracks for so long. The cassette's got to be released. There's got to be a build up to it, and you got to control it because you got to get through all the inventory that you've produced, so that you're managing how much money you've got sitting in warehouses. You don't want to be left with all that stuff, hanging out and rotten. And so you know what I mean. So it's like the market is dictating that sort of thing, and the companies
like,
that
ooh, we
control
just
patents,
sit on this until
we sit on.
When
it
you
for
think
a
about
while.
this too, you don't want a market that's bombarded with new, because then all of a sudden you can't keep up, and people are just like, I'm not going to buy anything. I can't. Like if they came out, imagine if they came out with the 8-track, the cassette, and the CD in the same year.
Yeah.
And I don't know
people,
what
people get mad about big change. You could look at Apple, right?
Look at Cracker Barrel's logo.
I don't know how many tech people.
I mean, let's get real. Let's bring it down home. Cracker Barrel's logo. We don't like change.
Right. Yeah. But when it comes to technological change.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So
how about like when iPhone has, they've got the 12, and it's like that lasted a year, and we're already under the 13.
They released the 17. They've already got the iPhone 19 that's being tested, right? So it's controlled obsolescence,
and then they find out it causes testicular cancer, and so they're like, you know what, we got to move on to the next one, and it's like this constant revolving door of phones.
Right?
How can they? I mean, here's a good example. How do you go from this to the next gen in a year? When they find out that the battery is doing something to people, or it's catching fire, or whatever it is, they're able to move on to the next one because they've already got it. They've already got how many?
But there's certain things that are predatory about it that people take it as predatory. And I give you an example. When they went to this new chip, I know people probably aren't signed on here to listen to me talk about computers, so I'm only going to be brief on this one. But they came out with a new silicone chip, and the silicone chip was revolutionary for Apple products when it comes, because I do video editing, right? It was remarkable how good that thing was compared to the Intel chips that they were using before. But right up until the release of that, they were still selling Mac Pro towers for $12,000 just for the one tower. And you could spend upwards of $20,000 on one of them. And it had the old technology. They release it the next day. They were releasing laptops that had better computing power for video editing
than the tower,
than the $12,000 tower. And so people are like, wait a second, where was the hey, give us a little warning. We got a big thing coming. We got this. It's just a product launch, and now you've got people that literally bought like a month or two before.
Yeah.
Invested tens of thousands of dollars into
full
something.
retail price, not even discount.
Not even discount, and
retail.
it was complete trash.
Yeah.
And they're still using them because
because you spent that kind of money on it, you gotta, right?
And then
You can't
nobody
just-
wants to buy it because they're like,
Yeah, who's going to say to your wife, like, yeah, you know what, I need a new one already? She's going to be like, no,
Yes.
She's going to be like, absolutely not. You're going to have to wait it out. So, I mean, it's kind of like, the different models of the Yugo car. You know what I mean? Like you had one Yugo that didn't work. And so then they come out with a new one right away. And even though you have a brand new one that doesn't work, you buy
that didn't work as
you buy the next newest one and it also doesn't work. So that's what it's like to me.
Did you ever hear the Reagan joke about the guy who bought the car in Soviet Russia?
No.
So he said, he saved and saved for years, and it was a waiting list. It was a 2-year waiting list to get to pick up your car. And so he went in. He finally had his money. He dropped it off and said, "All right, well, we'll deliver the car in 2 years." And the guy said, "Morning or afternoon." He said, "In 2 years, what difference?
2 years, right.
What difference does it make?" And he said, "Well, the plumber's coming in the morning."
There you go. Yeah. But I mean, to your point, it all moves so fast, right? It just all, and I have actually no idea where we are as far as our notes go right now, but I will tell you that this is great conversation, because when you recognize the speed at which this happens, and that Tony Blair is pushing this and has been for a long time, and Britain is now at this point, from what I understand, they don't have a choice anymore. And if you're listening from GBR, let us know if you've taken the mark. But you don't have a choice. They're saying you're not gonna be able to go to work. You're not gonna be able to do all this stuff. And we've got just like the United States, we all have a number. They know who we are. We all have a number, and there isn't going to be a choice for these people. And so they're seeing these revolts happening in the streets, and it's really fascinating.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's getting
It's getting dicey.
weird over there.
Go ahead, Jared.
I was going to say I have to bring up the point that Tristan made. She said, "Look at ancient architecture. Maybe we're still catching up to pre-flood technology."
Oh, Tristan, you're my girl. I honestly, there's so many things I watch at night that point to that very thing, where you sit back and go, yeah, we didn't. I mean, we didn't and can't build half the stuff that they did before the flood.
No.
And no, I don't know any scientist or archaeologist that even can, with a straight face, disagree with that. Like, you look at this stuff and go, you mean to tell me that the Mayans built that? Mayans built that. Where you can see what the Mayans did build on top of what was built, right? In these cities. And you're like, so this is like Mayan artwork here, with these stones that like I could lift up.
Well, look at the ark.
Yeah. But I mean, we're talking stuff that is, the Ark is, on Mount Ararat, and you don't really know where it is and stuff. We're talking, unless you're talking about the Ark in Kentucky. Yeah, look at the Ark. If that was really built, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
They found it on Ararat. I mean,
Yes.
they've done the it's not LiDAR, it's a ground penetrating radar.
Yeah.
They've found where they believe that it is.
But I mean, you're talking these monoliths that are stacked perfectly.
Oh,
these
yeah.
stones that we can't even lift today. And you mean to tell me that, no, they got little tiny wheels and they moved them. And it's like,
The largest stone. So this was. I should find it here in X.
I want to encourage, as you're looking on X,
Yeah.
listen, people need to listen and pay attention to a guy named L.A. Marzulli. L.A. Marzulli is a great example. He's done a lot of research into a lot of different things. Tristan, thank you for bringing it up, because it's the truth. It's we can't do half of what has been done and literally been undone because of God's wrath on the earth. And I believe a lot of that wrath is from what had been done. You look at even like the Tower of Babel, where they were building this tower, and God said, I'm going to separate the languages. I'm going to separate the nations from here. You guys are not going to be able to communicate. You're not going to be able to build this. I can't have you going. It's almost like God was saying, we cannot go back to what was. So I'm going to confuse you. And I believe that all of that was angel technology that fallen angels gave us. Well, it actually says it in Scripture how fallen angels gave us this technology. Yeah, look at the size of that thing.
So this is the one that, no, get this. So this is the
1,000-pound stone is 21 feet tall and was transported 106 miles from the quarry.
using that.
And this is where it gets amazing, as this 340-ton stone had to have a custom trailer truck constructed around it. And get this, the trailer was 260 feet long, 32 feet wide, had 44 axles, and 196 semi-truck wheels. We've, of course, all heard of 18-wheelers. Well, this thing has 11 times as many tires. And to move this stone 106 miles, it traveled 4 miles an hour, took 11 nights, and costed a whopping $10 million. In fact, this project was said to be, quote, the largest operation of its kind since the Egyptians built the pyramids. And it took a year of planning and preparation to complete it from start to finish. So let me get this straight.
This stone.
This 340-ton stone is well under half the weight of the 2 Colossi of Memnon statues that were moved more than 3 times the distance. And this 340-ton stone is virtually 1/3 the weight of the 1,000-ton Ramesseum statue, which was moved even further than this one. See, this is what I'm getting at. We have absolutely no clue how the ancients moved stones of this magnitude.
No, and if we did, we would be doing it. You know,
oh yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, if you listen to all my life, I've listened to the crazy haired dude. It was aliens, though, right?
yeah, alien, yeah. Crazy hair dude. You talking about ancient aliens?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy, I like that guy. He's got his own show.
God.
Somebody gave him his own show. That hair paid off.
That's crazy.
And you know what I noticed on that show? It's very similar. That show is very similar to what you get in most, mom and mom bookstores that you go to. You know, it's not mom and pop shop. It's come on, call it what it is, right? Yeah, you know where I'm going. You go in. We were just in Texas last week, and we were talking about it. We went into one of these stores, and it's like, oh, incense. Okay, and it's books everywhere. My wife's like, I want to go look over here. And it's like, okay, you do that. I'm going to look for the blue-haired woman in the Dreamcatcher wolf t-shirt.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And she's about to chase me out of here because they're all the same. It's like, I don't want to generalize people.
But you were in Austin.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that they did not vote for Trump. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's...
In fact, most bookstore owners, unless they're on the Hallmark Channel. Now, the Hallmark Channel bookstores are more like, oh, this is a cool bookstore. Mm-hmm. But that's not a real bookstore. You go into these bookstores and it's like, okay, wait a minute. Why do you have a section with witch's brew? Like, what's going on over here?
Yes.
What is the problem? Why do we do this? Why do we have to do? Why is it that only lesbian women get to own bookstores? Unless it's a Christian bookstore.
That should have been our title for tonight. That's
so. Yeah, I just have real. In fact, we'll go buy a bookstore.
I'm not going to be the one that makes the thumbnail for that one.
No, but we go by a bookstore. My wife will be like, "I want to go in there." I'm like, "You go right ahead." I just know I can already smell the estrogen. I don't need to go in there. You're not going to see a MAGA hat in that place. If you do, you're going to have some Karen chasing them out with a broom. Like, you get out of here with that hat.
You could walk in and say, the power of Christ compels you.
Yeah, right. I could.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, and anyway, where were we? I don't
even
know. No, dude,
completely lost
Gosh,
track.
I just
so
completely derailed. That was so far gone. That was so far. This is why I need to stop the Q-tip when there's resistance. So, at any rate, but it's fascinating to see how far the agenda for the digital ID has gone. And I was telling somebody, maybe it was you guys, like, we used to talk about the tattoo. Like, it was 666 tattooed, and it was it's like, no, now these people can't. You're not going to go to work unless you have this thing.
You can't buy stuff.
Yeah,
that you need.
You can't buy stuff. Oh, the people we went down to Texas to be with. He was telling me that he has a coworker who actually has, and he works for. He's an electrical contractor of sorts, but he works in the industry with, the power grid for AI, Samsung. He's all that stuff. And he said when there was Samsung, one of the guys had made the chip, implanted it in himself to be able to open the doors easy, to be able to it's like, what are you doing?
The,
What are you doing?
The Google rep, she showed how you could basically make purchases. You know, she already had her subcutaneous little RFID thing where she could scan
That
it.
is
Crazy.
crazy.
And so when we read things about the mark, it's not far. You know, it used to be like, well, that's preposterous. Just say no. Well, you're not going to be able to say no. Well, yes, I'll always be able to say no to getting a tattoo, you know, but this is different. This is like, I'm not going to be able to go to work and clock in unless I have it. I'm not going to be able to buy groceries unless I have it. That becomes a challenge.
Keir Starmer already said people in the UK are not going. You cannot get a job.
Cannot get
if you
a
don't have your
job unless
digital
you have
ID.
your digital ID.
Yep.
That is why you have to move out of the. You have to move somewhere else.
Oh, there will be a mass exodus.
Yeah.
A mass exodus.
God.
Yeah.
And every one of those people that are leaving are going to be flagged as a criminal because they don't want to stay.
Yeah.
And they're questioned. You know, it's just a police state. It is unparalleled what we're witnessing. And then you have President Donald J. Trump, who is a celebrity among world leaders at this point.
Oh man, the optics of when he would, and you know, the left just obviously had to flip and hate this, but the optics of all of those leaders coming up and shaking.
Waiting
his hand.
an hour.
Oh, yes,
to shake his hand for a photo op. He stood in front of a glorified backdrop, right? Or like, and they just wanted to get a picture with him. It was like, no, this is strength.
Oh,
I didn't grab an image of that, but I have her talking
there she
about
is.
it.
Yeah, let's. You know what? She puts it so much better than we do. Do you guys have? How long is this video?
It's a minute and 30 seconds.
Do you have a minute and 30 seconds to throw up in your mouth? Here, let's listen to what Candace has to say. Look at her. She's so pretty.
Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes,
by
he
the
does.
way.
Oh, can you pause it just real quick?
Just hold on.
Can you pause it real quick?
Just cannot.
The sound. Yeah. Okay, and my wife knows this. For whatever reason, and this annoys me. It's just something that I deal with. When people say, when they enunciate every single syllable of
she's
a
the
word,
worst.
dude. And when you say like if you say a word like the word light, but when somebody says light, that irritates the fire out of me. And I don't know why, because my wife does it. And I joke around with her.
Yeah.
I can't stand to hear Candace talk. Cannot stand
That's so
it.
funny. I just got a 12-pack of Bud Light.
Yeah.
If you want to hang out after.
No, it would be up Bud Light.
Yes.
I just got a.
If you can hear all that, dude. Okay,
Bud
go.
Light.
Speak American. That's what it is.
Yes.
All right, let's play this.
Do you like? Are you a Pixar fan? I was just thinking about this while you were speaking. Are you a Pixar fan?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I like Buzz Light.
see that one doesn't. That one
Year
doesn't-
Light Year. Does that bother you?
the hard, yeah.
The hard T. Mm-hmm. You have a hard time with T's, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Just tinsel on the tree and
It's got to be at the end of a word, though.
Tennessee. Oh, it has to be on
It has
the
to be at the end.
testicle.
That's not
Also not at the end.
Well, it's at the end.
Again,
It's
you
at-
made the point. When there's resistance, stop.
Stop the Q-tip. All right,
I'm going to play this
let's
video.
listen to
Come on,
what-
we're gonna-
Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize.
She
by
wants
the
a
way,
peace prize.
for the planned ethnic cleansing, so that they could profit on the land and turn it into a
Profit.
beach town. So let me say this: this is our never again. Okay,
Hold on.
this is a
She's freaking terrible, dude.
Who is her, who is she? Who is the our in her? Is she talking about like me, myself, and Irene? Herself, and like this is our never again.
No, she's talking to her 5 million people that just lap up every word that she says.
Go on.
Yeah.
Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened.
That's a point.
Yeah, let's rewind that whole segment because I
Holocaust
interrupt.
just happened. A real Holocaust, meaning
Say this: this is our never again. Okay, this is a Holocaust. A Holocaust just happened. A real Holocaust just happened. We will never forget this. You need to tell your children what happened in Gaza. You need to tell them exactly who did it, exactly whose families were involved in this. And when you hear in the future somebody tell you, like, we're going to Gaza Beach for a vacation, you need to look at them like they are the absolute vermin of our society because they are. They are. Their children will be cursed, okay? If you go and you play in the sand where you know that your forefathers planned to mass murder children, you will be cursed. Every person who steps foot on that, every family that is set to inherit what they did, they will be cursed. Your children's children will be cursed.
Jeez.
Gaza belongs to nobody but the Palestinians.
Okay, pause it. I can't. I just can't listen to her anymore.
Dude,
I just can't.
Like, this is so far different than when we were talking about her like being a flippin' awesome VP candidate.
I know.
This
She had.
who is this man?
She is a leftist.
Yes.
Yes.
She has always
Yes.
been a leftist, and that's what I've just realized.
That's what
I
it
keep
sounds
waiting
like.
for her to take. Keep waiting for her to do the whole like mask off thing. You know.
Yes.
And she's not doing. By the way, have you seen? Don't watch it, but yeah, watch it. The new Naked Gun with Liam Neeson.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my goodness, it is over the top stupidity. It's just so stupid. It's the dumbest movie I've ever seen, and I'm gonna watch it again very soon. But you know, she's saying all this stuff. I like what, and I have no idea who this is. Ahmed Al-Khalidi. Did we find out who this guy
That's
is?
a great pronunciation
No,
there.
Yeah.
Ahmed Al-Khalidi.
Man.
But let's just take a little history rewind here for you, Candace.
What do I do with
I'm just gonna throw it to you at the end of everything. I mean, just read this. This is all you need to throw at her. You know, the Holocaust, the real Holocaust. Give me a genocide. Give me a break. Did you not see Hamas murdering people after this ceasefire was negotiated, this peace deal, and Hamas is out in the streets murdering people because they looked at them as traitors, and not just a few. They murdered people because they were traitors. Look at what you do when you shake hands with the devil. Look at what happens. 2005, Israel withdrew from Gaza, gave it to them. Didn't have to do that. And what do? They turn around and use the funds that were supposed to go to the people to build tunnels.
Yeah, and this is how a lot of people are saying that, you know, this is how, as I follow the kind of the storyline from the what I do believe is now a woke right. They're leftists who have co-opted conservatism and Republican politics because they like Donald Trump and they could get some clout. But when you really trace it down, they're leftists. But nonetheless, they say, oh, Netanyahu funded Hamas. Well, no, Netanyahu and the Israelis, they gave resources, supplies, and all these things to Hamas, who jacked up the prices and sold it to the people so that they could buy penthouses and fly private in Qatar.
Well, and indirectly, they did. So did we. So did everybody.
Right.
We all funded them because we trusted, in a sense, that the aid was going to go where it needed to go, and it didn't. And this is what he goes on to say, and I love this. He says, instead of building schools, hospitals, and industries, we built tunnels, rockets, and militias. Instead of creating hope, we chose hatred. Instead of turning Gaza into proof that Palestinians can govern themselves, we turned it into proof that we simply cannot. When Israel left, the world expected calm, peace, and progress. What did we give them? Civil war between Fatah and Hamas, executions in the street, a terror group seizing power and turning Gaza into a launching pad for endless wars. And the world still asks, why doesn't Israel just give up the West Bank too? Because they already saw what happened the last time they gave land for nothing in return. The truth is painful, but it must be said. We were given a chance to build a future, and we used it to destroy our own. We could have shown that we were ready for peace. Instead, we showed that we were ruled by those who fear peace more than they fear death. Every rocket fired from Gaza wasn't just aimed at Israel, it was aimed at our own future. And now, after all the destruction, poverty, and death, I keep asking myself, what if just once we had chosen life instead of revenge? We had the opportunity to end the conflict, but our leaders and too many of us chose to keep it alive.
Like, I know people and they're not on the woke right. They're, I mean, normal conservatives like I am. There are people that I know that listen to Candace and hang their hat on every single word she says.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
But
if she comes out and says it, if it's something brand new that she comes out one day, well, then that's what it is.
I've got the same thing, even in my own little sphere, right? Mostly girls, women, okay, that really just everything she says is this is true, all the way down to like I said, here's the thing. Last week, last week, Erica Kirk had to go on a show and renounce and denounce what Candace was saying.
Yeah,
had to call her on the carpet.
Yeah,
which is a waste of time. A waste of energy. Shame on you, Candace, for forcing that envelope. You got 5 million followers who are listening to every word you say, hanging on every word you say, believing that it's true. And so the new widow of the person that you're just wildly infatuated with a conspiracy about has to go on and set the waste her time away from her children to say to you, listen, that's not the case. You actually don't know what you're talking about, right?
I mean, almost to the point where Candace was, in a way, saying that Erica was in on this.
Oh, yes.
I'm like,
yeah. Oh, she believes it.
What?
She believes it. She believes that. I firmly believe that. But
yeah, she does.
Go on, and I guess we can finish out her little tirade.
Oh, gosh.
I know there's only a few seconds left.
Done. Oh, I think I closed it.
Yeah,
already.
you can leave it closed. You can leave it closed.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's perfectly fine.
First of all, the Holocaust piece. There is the anti-Semitism that's running rampant, and the dismissal of the history of the Jewish people and the Jewish nation, the dismissal of the people of Israel being the Jews, right? It just all it's doing, and she has the audacity to say that stuff with a cross in the background.
Yeah.
When what you're doing is an affront to what God says, you're calling him a liar when you say that the people are back in Israel, they're back in the land. Can a nation be born in a day? Yes, yes, and yes. Just like you said it was going to happen, it has happened. And when you say that this is not Israel, when this is not the Jews, you're calling God a liar, basically. So be very careful with that kind of rhetoric, where you cannot tell me for a second that what has happened with the nation of Israel through the current of history, who didn't lose its identity, who's relatively pure in their bloodline and didn't intermarry among every species, including Bigfoot, because he's real, that they're still here. They're still speaking a dead language, so to speak. Everything about them should not exist, and yet here they are. Only God can carry a nation through that. Only God can sustain a people group through all of the changes they've gone through all of the murder that they've gone through. And the Holocaust that we know of, it wasn't the only Holocaust they faced, right? They've been murdered, persecuted, chased. They've had no country, they've had nothing. And yet here they are in one place. They're coming back to it. And now we hear the words, peace. You texted me the other day, right? Everything that you're seeing happening, everything that's in front of us is not new to God.
Right.
He wrote about it. I mean, Jared and I were talking about it before the show. I mean, in Ezekiel 38, in 1 Thessalonians 3, that you get, it's over and over throughout Scripture, this current of God's hand on Israel. Oh, we are Israel. No, thank God we are not Israel. Israel is Israel, because I don't need God's judgment to turn my heart toward him. Right?
But you've got so many Christians out there right now that are listening to Candace and people like her that have gotten drawn into this, that are now going against what the Word of God says.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
I just tell people, follow it to its logical end. If you can take your religion, whatever that religion is, right, or your version of Christianity or whatever it is, your denomination, and you follow it to its ultimate end state, where do you find yourself? Well, if you want to say religion, you follow Islam all the way to its logical core. It's the destruction of the Jewish people. It is heavy tax and or death of all the Christians, right? Or of Christians. Mm-hmm. That's obviously a bad thing. When you follow Christianity all the way to its nth degree, it's the polar opposite. Of what Islam does.
Yep.
It doesn't lead you, that sort of theology doesn't lead you towards anti-Semitism or hating people groups, bloodlines of people. There's ideologies that you dislike, ideologies that are anti-Christ, a small a anti-Christ ideologies. You can identify those, but you want to bring people out of that sort of thing. If you follow Candace Owens' theology, there's no other end state to it other than anti-Semitism and thinking that the nation of Israel should not exist.
Right.
If it's biblical that the nation of Israel will exist and you are fighting against that, you are a small a anti-Christ ideology.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Right.
I have this argument with people. I've had it several on panel arguments, and I'm in some text chains with some other internet people, and it's like, good gracious.
If you're in disagreement with what the Word of God says, then you're in the wrong.
Yes.
Then you're antichrist.
Yes.
Right? You can't have this both ways. I believe in Jesus, just not what he says. What?
If you have been persuaded by someone like this, rather than the Word of God, and you think that they have this newfound epiphany about what it means or what's going on, you're way out in left field about this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all the way down to like the things that were concrete in her world, like the text thread, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's real. You're right. It is. You can pretty much, it's just like scripture. You can pretty much cherry pick a full conversation apart, take a little bit out of it and go, yeah, look at this. Mm-hmm. But when you get the context, it's not exactly what that's saying.
Well, it's like Muslims love to pull up the Old Testament, or atheists like to pull up the Old Testament, and the best way to describe it is the Old Testament is descriptive, the New Testament is prescriptive. The Old Testament, which is a thing of the past, was describing the times.
Yeah,
and I forget who I heard was making the argument, but they were talking about Samson. Samson is not this stellar, but it was describing,
doesn't matter what Samson was, it happened.
It happened.
And it's telling you what happened.
Right. Even, David, right? He was a fallen man that was describing what has happened. It's not saying that these things are okay and acceptable. Right. It's saying that this is part of the human condition.
Well, stoning your neighbor for working on like the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm. Having, Solomon and all his wives.
Right.
Was that, God approved of it? No, it doesn't say God approved of that. No. It said that he had that many wives. Right. It's pretty simple.
He had that many wives and God was proud.
At the time they were stoning people.
Right.
It's all descriptive. It's not prescriptive.
Right. It doesn't mean God put his stamp of you're absolutely right. And then comes Christ. And that's where we start to see the seal of approval, right? On how we're to live, what it looks like. But yeah, this just came in. Turkey labels Christians a national security threat to deport them.
Interesting.
I mean, what are you going to do?
I'm doing a deep dive on this. The people that are saying, oh, well, these Jews that are in Israel aren't the actual Jews of the Old Testament. Yeah. And I find it interesting that it's kind of come out, I won't say out of nowhere. People have tried to make that argument, but no reputable theologian or, no reputable theologian makes that argument. They say, no, the Jews that are there, there's intermingling of different ethnicities because they've been out of Israel for so long.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So they love to point to the Ashkenazi Jews, which there was a large conversion of people, of Europeans to Ashkenazis or to Judaism. This meant they were kind of intermarrying amongst people that are of the same Jewish bloodline, but there's a large number of them that were just European people who converted to Judaism. Mm-hmm. But that same number, there's a large number that are back in Israel, and they say, but a lot of them are actually European. Okay, a lot of them, to 25%, I think, 30%. You've got a lot of other, the ones that were in Morocco. There was a large number of them in Morocco. There was a large, Eastern Europe. They were all over the place. So they just point to that one little subsect and say, see, because there's a lot of people in here that don't have all pure blood, Jewish bloodline or Israeli bloodline.
Right.
They're not the actual people.
Right.
And it's such a stupid argument. It really is, and nobody makes that argument because they've exhumed bodies from I think it was 600 BC. They found actually some preserved DNA evidence. They found some first century DNA that they had from exhumed bodies that have been part of archaeological discoveries.
Try to find that in Germany.
And it's difficult to do
find
because
that,
the environment doesn't lend itself to that DNA samples lasting that long. But they have found some. They've been able to test it, and then they run it through Ashkenazis, and they run it through the Sephardic. Isn't that right? Sephardic Jews. I forget. There's several different lineages. And they say, oh, but they're from the land of Canaan, or there's people from that. There's interminglings amongst all that. And when you talk about the exile, they even have even traced this, that it was largely male because these genomes that have been carried over the centuries are their predominant, meaning large numbers of males that were being exiled, and that meant they were intermarrying wherever they were landing is essentially it. So they intermingle with other ethnicities and cultures.
Yeah.
So it's all.
And you have to remember too, at that time, there were quite a few cultures back then. The women had no value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they'd kill them or leave them behind, kids, whatever. They wanted the men because somebody had to build those monoliths. Somebody had to take that stone.
Yeah.
Well, it's 300 miles.
Well, but the point I'm making is that it's so silly to make that argument, and it is
preposterous.
It is, but it's a simpleton's way to make the argument.
Yes,
if you want
absolutely.
If you want my opinion,
and I think we get back to Candace making these wow, it's just wild to me. It's like, where is your head? And do you not, go to the Holocaust Museum, go to DC, go to the Holocaust Museum, and just walk through it. Just one time, Candace, just walk through the Holocaust Museum, and then maybe that'll shut you up for a little bit. Maybe you'll stop using the term Holocaust so flippantly. What we saw in Gaza is the farthest thing from a Holocaust. Mm-hmm. And if it was a Holocaust, then you can go ahead and blame the Palestinians for inflicting it on their own people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that fair to say?
Yeah.
The Holocaust wasn't Israel's fault.
But no, I just think that I don't even think it's worth saying that it is. It's not. I mean, you're talking about.
It's actually not worth talking. Why are we talking about her even?
I don't know.
It's just ridiculous.
I think it just blows our mind, though.
The stupidity?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you don't feed people during a ethnic cleansing or a genocide, rather.
No, you don't offer medical care
for
people during an ethnic cleansing.
Right. It's and the numbers, the civilian to combatant ratios. The latest ones came out, and it was something like 3 or 4 combatants to 1 civilian, which is unheard of. Like low.
Yeah,
like
very humane. It's like
unbelievable.
So I'm going to go ahead and party on that beach. We will be the first ones there. We will sip mimosas and celebrate Gaza. And I'll bring my kids too. And you know what? You can look at me however you want.
They're going to be having a mimosa as well.
Yeah, well, they are, because the drinking age there is
11.
Very similar to the new marital age in Iraq, which they just overturned. It's been since the 50s. It was 18. 18. As a girl, you couldn't be married until you're 18.
What is it now?
9.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably single digits.
And Jared told me that's the same in Afghanistan.
Yeah, there's videos out there that now, of course, they're showing videos of it. Yeah, we got 8, 9, 10-year-old little girls that are getting married,
but you can go ahead, Candace, and throw stones at Israel. Go ahead and throw stones at them.
This is an interesting thing as well, that it's not just her. Tucker is doing it.
Yeah.
And who are some of the others? I've got some notes here.
Check out. Apparently Charlie Kirk was. I mean,
no. So Candace, of course, Tucker, MTG is another one. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yes.
She's come out and started to, I don't say turn against Trump, but while she was sucking up to Donald Trump all through the election and to get herself elected, now she says, "Oh, I'm not beholden to Donald Trump anymore. I'm not a slave to Donald Trump." That sort of thing. But Tucker Carlson, he already we talked about him playing blocker for Sharia law, saying, "Oh, that's not that a bad thing." He had a recent interview where he was talking about feudalism, how feudalism is a good thing. It's like these.
He upsets me a lot worse than Candace does.
Well, he's got a bigger fan base.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because I really liked him.
Well, in his media company, $15 million from a Qatari.
Yeah. Well, and that's a part of it, right? Who's paying?
Investor.
who's her investors? Like, who's coming out with that statement, right?
It's a good question.
So, you know, and
is Alex Jones on? Is he tied in with them, or does he think they're just like kind of?
Alex still is, beating his own drum, I think, although they've turned down his appeal or his
all that.
$1 billion lawsuit. So he's in trouble.
He's in trouble.
But no, he's not. He's not with him. He sides with him at times, but he stays pretty even. No, I won't say even keel, but he's not locked.
There's nothing even keel about him.
There's nothing even. What is they're turning the frogs, guys?
You say the word even keel and Alex Jones, you can't say them together.
But
Just starts randomly growling on. It's like, okay,
now,
all right, chill out.
I guess
a little bit.
anything I would say would be pure speculation. Is there a possibility that he got some help legally from people like Tucker or from Candace? And
I mean, he might have.
who knows? That is entire. There's zero evidence to support that. But
So if he can't, okay, so it's over $1 billion, right?
yeah, it's like 1.5 or something.
So if he obviously cannot pay that, so what exactly happens? Like they take his info, they take that, they.
Yeah, he just files bankruptcy and then starts. He's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to start
So he's not going to go to jail.
over.
No, they're just going to take everything, all the cameras, all the buildings, all the websites, the URLs.
He
Take his
can come.
house.
You know what?
I don't know.
I'm gonna. And this
Probably
isn't
not.
probably my place to do it, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. He can come here and film here. We will invite him in.
Have Alex Jones.
He can come in here. We can film. We can hang out with him. We can kick a few back.
I don't know how I feel about Alex Jones. I really
think there's
don't.
a lot of things he's just crazier, just crazy. But
Yeah, I think
but he's also right a lot, and he also gets.
But see, it's the same thing people said about Candace was that they kind of treat it as if she's right all the time. So I get your point, because I too say he gets a lot of things right, but when he's wrong, he's really
way wrong.
Like really wrong. And I just think that he seems to be an honest actor. When you follow Candace,
She's not.
she's
manipulative.
Yeah, the way she speaks, it just comes out in the way she speaks. The first 2 seconds of hearing her, and how like serious she acts, and how holier than thou she acts.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Meanwhile, she doesn't deal with confrontation well.
no.
Like she has a real hard time with an argument, making an educated argument on things. It's her whole shtick is intuition, or it's almost like.
But I think that she's not. She has really revealed herself. She's not as smart as originally thought that she may have been.
Right. Nope.
She is quick-witted when she's in a public space, but when you really go back and listen to it, it was really. I got wrapped up in the whole because it was a quick, pithy comeback.
Yeah.
But you could probably find a 19 or 20-year-old who's equally as skilled.
Well, and they were all race-baited. They were all race-related, right?
Yeah.
She would always she was very good about defending how black doesn't matter.
Right.
Because everybody's in that camp of, African American. She's always the one that's very dismissive, very good about that. Like, I'm a human being. Treat me like one. I have nothing to do with the color of my skin. I admire her for that. There's a lot of things that you can admire. She's a woman doing crazy, great things. I admire her for that. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's it. Like, there's a lot of great things about you. Just stop lying and really do some homework in the scriptures, and don't just listen to your nun like Tucker Carlson had that nun on that's just out to lunch, right? Just the stupidest. You're just like, what grounds are you formulating that? First of all, you're a nun. You're not a leader of the church. And theologically, you probably don't have a lot of grounds to stand on just because you feed hungry people. Show your work.
Yeah.
Show your work.
I was going to say about Candace that she is back to, I don't know if you knew this or not. I just found out recently that she ran a doxing website. It's what she did before she became a commentator for the conservatism. She had a doxing website that was doxing minors, by the way, leftist website. It was back in 2016. It was called Social Autopsy. And that was the whole purpose of her site, was to find people who opposed left-wing politics and dox them.
And now doxing means give like their
person where they live.
Yes. Okay.
I had no idea.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow. This calls for political violence. No. Well, like, why would you do? And then she comes out.
It was to expose and unmask anonymous online bullies. However, the site drew significant controversy for its doxing-like intentions, which ultimately led to its collapse. And then she said, well, I'll just become a conservative.
She makes it seem like her and Charlie were much closer than they actually were.
Yeah.
Like at first, like, yeah, sure, at first. But like you'll see Charlie answer questions and he'll say, one of his last things, I like Candace. There's some things that we disagree. Like
he tries to be kind.
Yes, he does.
Kind of like I just did.
Yeah.
Candace, you don't sweat much for a fat girl. Like that's kind. It's nice. But it's also like, I don't want to put her down, but on the flip side, I don't agree with her.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We live in a free country where you can go, you know what? You're crazy. I don't agree with you. You're nuts. Keep your mouth shut.
You guys need to go find Milk Bar TV on X.
On X?
Milk Bar TV. His name is, or you can search Nathan Livingstone.
That sounds like a very distinguished name right there.
He does the best video compilations, research, all that stuff on Candace. And
oh, so that's like the
That's not all he does. He does, all kinds of stuff. But he's being sued. He's gone after the Tate brothers. They're suing him because he was playing videos that they had made talking about how they manipulated women into performing on their online platforms and all that. And because it's hurting them in their court case, apparently, because they tried to take the stuff down, this guy is, I guess, continued to post it, is my understanding of it.
Milk Bar TV, Nathan Livingstone.
Yep.
Okay.
You got to follow him. He is fantastic on X.
Okay, I'm going to follow him.
And I don't have much money, but I'm actually going to donate a little bit to his Give Send Go.
Oh, he is that good.
Yeah, and I don't ever donate because I don't ever have money sitting around. I ain't gonna be able to donate much, but he's for his lawsuit. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna donate to that because I think the Tate brothers are deplorable.
Wow, that's quite a. Tucker Carlson teaches 20th century European history.
I saw that.
Yeah, there's no real explanation for how World War I
Lee Strobel is on there as a guest. Is on Tucker. And Lee Strobel, Case for Christ, one of the coolest flipping.
Yeah,
it really. But it's not. It's not. I mean, if you're on there, you're not like.
Yeah, you're not a fan.
I mean, if you're invited to go on.
I'd be on Michelle Obama's podcast. Mike's. I'd be on there in a heartbeat. Her and her brother and I, we could make flapjacks and.
What if his name was Ike? What if her brother's name was Ike?
You'd have Mike and Ike.
Mike and Ike podcast, yes.
Yeah, which is actually they should change the name of it.
I think they should.
Would be great. Did you see that Barry came out with a video? Man, I don't know if I can find it in time, but yeah, Obama came out with a video talking about the weaponization of the justice system and like how this is just insane. What's happening?
Very concerning.
It's very concerning.
Yes.
And so I watched the video thinking the whole time like, man, this is the pot calling the kettle black, literally. Like you have got to be kidding me. You guys actually did this. You played the cards, and what goes around, it's not what goes around comes around. Mm-hmm. It's truth and justice coming out, right? It's just the coming out of your sins are going to find you out. And then, so I just for fun, I started scrolling the comments. True, buddy. I would not want to be him.
Mm-mm.
I didn't see a single comment. And this was on a lefty post, lefty website, lefty and there wasn't a single comment that I read. And I just kept flipping, just scrolling, and there were thousands of comments. Mm-hmm. Not one comment was about, thank you. We appreciate all your hard work. Mm-hmm. I can't believe it. It was all, why don't you shut up and go away now? Your time is over. People really don't like him. Mm-hmm. They don't like him. And I think some of it is,
there's a huge problem. The left has a really big problem right now.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. They need, what they need? Amy Klobuchar. That's what they need.
Yeah, buddy.
She's going to save the party.
Ever since, well, it was before this, but what really has ramped this up for them was the guy, God, I can't remember his name. The guy that wished, that wanted to pew pew his.
Oh yeah, the family.
Yeah, and to see the
they're not. He doubled down.
Kid. Oh, dude, here's where you see the left's real character or the real, whatever. It's so close to the elections, so close. They will not denounce what he said.
Yeah.
If it was far away, they'd have enough time to get somebody else in there. Okay, cool. But now it's so close to the elections. They know Tim freaking Kaine came out and said, well, what he said was abhorrent, but he still has my support. Really, dude? I mean,
how can you support that? He talked about murdering the family of his political rival.
Yeah. And maybe she should see, maybe she should have to see her kids out. Really, dude?
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's insane. It's insane. What kind of comments do we have before we close out? Anything good yet?
Let's see. So Tristan, we were talking about Candace, and she said she's in it for herself. Candace is not the same. She's not the same person as she was a year ago. She had to find a way to muddy the water after the election. Very good point.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did too.
Yep. And then you saw the ones from over on Facebook from
I
Derek.
got those. Yep. So
that's what we got.
All right. Well, we need some better headlines next time. It's whose fault? Wait, whose fault is this anyway? Well,
hey, we do, just letting y'all know, we do we all agree on the headline before it gets sent out.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yes.
I will say, and we'll reiterate this because this is important. If what you're saying or feeling about Israel goes against what God wrote about Israel, you need to take a real hard look at your stand on Israel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and for a believer, if you confess Christ
mm-hmm.
and you want to discount or dismiss Israel while confessing Christ,
mm-hmm.
you're not going to have to answer to me. You're going to have to answer to him. It doesn't mean we condone whatever they do. It doesn't mean we step in line with them and they can't do anything wrong. Their government isn't their people. However, their government is made of their people.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make mistakes just like ours have made mistakes. I mean, for crying out loud, we were having transgender puppet shows and
yep.
Like
drag queen story time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we made some mistakes in this country.
Yep.
But yeah, you've got to really take a really hard, in-depth look, a theological look,
mm-hmm.
historical look, and really, I think what I challenge you to do is try to reconcile your viewpoint on the fact of what God spoke would happen that has happened regarding the people group that you say isn't the people group God was talking about. I challenge you to figure out how that is there another group of people then that God's bringing back to the land in a day?
Yeah.
That's going to have peace and security? Is there another people group that you're waiting for? Because if there is, then we're going to have to talk about your eschatology just a little bit. And if there isn't, then why don't you just get on board?
Mm-hmm.
And what does it matter, the percentage? What does it matter that,
Yeah.
Just get on board. It's okay. And you know what? It's okay if you're, I guess here's what I'd say. I'd rather err on the side of caution and be wrong.
Bingo.
Loving Israel
mm-hmm.
because they're people of God and they're people
mm-hmm.
than to be wrong and spew hatred and bitterness and anti-Semitism towards God's chosen people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave it at that.
Yep.
That's an easy way to look at it.
Very.
Yeah. Okay. You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More or less.
Oh, pretty. Are we harmonic in this?
I'm glad
harmonic.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know why, dude.
It's the T that's the problem.
Oh, it's
Not
the T, it's the K, it's the
yeah.
just any.
I yeah.
I don't know. Just talk like you're from the holler. Just do it. It'll be fine.
I got a bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Dino Fruity Pebbles or Dino.
I got to stop. So whatever.
Okay. So whatever they
Fruity
have.
Pebbles or Dino Bites.
Very underrated, actually.
Yes. Calling
That's nope, not that.
my name. No. Okay. As always, we never want to close out without telling you guys the simple truth because we love you. And that is stop sinning. Jesus loves you. There you go. Because if I don't tell you to stop, right? If I'm okay with your sin, it means I'm not really loving. So yeah, I'm not okay with your sin. I have my own to deal with, like gluttony, for example, with Fruity Pebbles. But there's a God that loves you so much that he sent his one and only son, a man named Jesus, to die for you. He willingly did it. He chose to lay down his life so that you could be in eternity with him for all time. And it's really simple. He just says, believe. And in this day and age, sometimes it's hard to do because all we see around us is deception and nobody knows what to believe anymore. And Candace is right. And this person, Tucker, is right. And, Alex Jones is right. Joe Rogan's right. The guys over at Braver Than the Rest say stuff, and we don't believe a word they say. You know how you can tell if Braver Than the Rest is lying to you? Their lips are moving. So, anyway, in this day and age, the beauty of it is you can do your own homework. You can research yourself. There is not a historical figure ever to live that's had more follow-up and scrutiny than Christ. And nobody can disprove and has been and has even come close. I mean, scholars agree. He lived, he died, and he rose. Undisputed. His body isn't there. So he is who he says he was. And if he isn't, I'm still living a pretty good life, right? So I would rather take my chances serving Christ and live a good, clean life with my wife and kids than to risk it any day of the week. So we just want to encourage you. Find somebody who believes. Find somebody who's a Christ follower. Ask them questions. Get involved in a church. Submit your life to Jesus. It'll be the best decision you've ever made. By far. I mean, Candace Owens did. So, no.
I'm not even
not going to touch it?
Nope.
No?
Nope, not that one.
Not going to touch it? Jared, you going to touch it? Okay, we're going to leave it at that.
Be sure you cheer for Tennessee.
my wife
against,
always says it.
Alabama this weekend.
And
if you,
Iowa against Penn State.
If you cheer for Bama this weekend, you will have to ask for forgiveness. So,
yeah, well, that's
Tristan, I'm sure that's something we can agree on. We want Bama to lose this weekend. I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think she likes Tennessee at all. I don't think her and her husband care for Tennessee.
Well, you know what? If that's
they live
the case,
here, but they live here and they pay their taxes.
Well, we may have to restrict our comments for a week. Yeah. We have to do that.
Yeah, I would. Listen, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. You don't want to do that. So, but as always, we're braver than the rest of you. I want to talk about something or, like, share, leave comments. We answer them back. This week I had to answer a few. Jared's answer them. In fact, I think Jared answers more than anything. Most of his day, he doesn't have a job. Actually, he's homeless. And so he just types. That's all he does.
Gonna be honest. We pray for Jared.
Yeah. The reason he knows Grok so well is because of, he's like, can you respond to this for me, please, in an appropriate manner? And it works. So anyway, also tune in to Continue Freedom, which is on like almost every day at this point.
Not lately.
So he's got quite the following, getting more and more, and we really love what he's doing and wish to God that we could be a part of it more and more. But we're just going to settle for one night a week for a while till we can get some wings. And gosh, it would be amazing if we could do this 3 nights a week and work 2 days a week, research the rest, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
All it takes is some supporters. All it takes is we just We just need a $1,000 champion. We just need a $5,000 champion.
Supporters like you, if you feel led in the next 30 seconds to give to this cause.
I actually heard a word from the Lord, and it said that if you don't give, that I'm going to die. So
we need to sign off.
Yeah. Do you remember that with Oral Roberts?
No. Did he say
Yes. He was trying to build a prayer garden, and he was like, the Lord's going to call me home if you don't give. And they didn't give, and he still lived. And eventually the prayer garden got built, and it's beautiful. And I've actually been blessed. I've prayed in the prayer garden that was supposed to kill Oral Roberts.
What in the world?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't. I don't know. And we wonder why people thank the Lord that there's a resurgence of conversions in America where people are coming to Christ. But for so long, so many men and women of faith have just absolutely wrecked the image in so many ways. And it's like, come on, we got to do better.
Yep.
Just love people where they are, man, and don't ask for money.
Yep.
If we stopped asking for money, I bet there'd be more believers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But we just need a $7,000 champion here at Braver Than the Rest. 10,000. Okay. With that, keep your eyes to the skies. Our King is returning. We're braver than the rest. We'll see you not next week.
Right. Not next week.
But the week after.
Yes.
Yeah. Next week, we are all busy. And I want to encourage you, if you're a local, you can come on down. We're having nights of worship next week at the church. My son's playing. I'm playing. It's going to be so fun. So, yeah. Braver Than the Rest. 2 weeks.